Hi everyone, how are you? It's Abundant Abby with you here, and today I am coming to show you a cognitive reframing technique that can literally help you to choose your emotional state. It can help you to change your emotional state within an instant, and I'm going to show you a few strategies on how to do that now. Now, cognitive reframing, although it sounds way out there, is actually a really simple technique. All it is it's identifying negative emotions or negative thoughts or negative thought behaviors and patterns, and then manipulating them or changing them to find more positive examples or experiences. It literally can change your emotional state within an instant. It's all about seeing the world as it is rather than the way that you see it. Okay, it's that whole thinking behind. It's not necessarily about what happens to you, but it's how you choose to experience that event. It's how you choose to reframe that situation. So I've got two examples for you now, ladies, and they're really simple, and it's like this. The first one I call my technique, all right? And this one is based on the idea of a rear vision mirror, so it's a really powerful visual to help to remind you. Now, if you can imagine driving a car, you've got a fantastically clear, great big windscreen in front of you. What's going to happen if you are constantly looking in your rear vision mirror? You're going to crash, right? You cannot see what is ahead of you. So this technique is about identifying what's happening in the past. If you're continually looking in your rear vision mirror, it's reviewing that, okay? Identifying that you're looking into the past, reviewing it to find a better experience of that situation, and then reframing it so that that negative experience or that negative emotion becomes one that is absolutely more positive. Now, as women, we are taught, and we often continuously look back on past experiences, things people have said to us, choices that we've made, behaviors that have upset us, and we go over and over and over. And with that comes guilt. With that, it creates fear, it creates challenge, it creates anxiety, negative feelings and negative emotions for other people. And then the really crappy thing is, if we find ourselves in an experience in the present or in the future, that our brain then generalizes to be the same as it was in the past. So a really classic example of this is I have a client that I'm talking to at the moment. She's actually one of my personal friends, and she had experienced an abusive relationship in the past. And when it comes to now talking to men, her brain automatically generalizes that this abusive behavior came from a man, and she now has to talk to her man, a man. So her brain makes that generalization that this is a man, so this person is going to treat me like this person. Okay, and it completely stops her from moving forward. So we can use the or the rear vision mirror technique. And what you do, you can do this with absolutely any experience, anything that you've said badly, any choices that you've made that you wish were different. Don't mind me, that's a motel manager in the background. Okay, this is real life. All right, and you simply do this. Rear vision mirror, review, reframe. So anything in the past that you are dwelling on, you pretend that you look into your rear vision mirror. Now remember, a rear vision mirror is used to glance at just to see what is behind you. You cannot drive forward continually looking into what's behind you. It's exactly the same as life and business. You cannot move forward. You cannot move positively into success and creation if you are continually reflecting on the past and not learning from it. If you're continuously looking to the past and then just allowing all these negative emotions to surface. So you look in the rear vision mirror, you glance, you do not dwell, you glance at that experience, okay? And then you review. So what this is an absolutely learning period from it. So you review what that experience is, and you review how it's made you feel, okay? And then you review what you've learned from it. And then you reframe that situation. You reframe it. So you actually use words and you choose to look and experience that situation the way that you want to. It's not what happened. It's how you choose to reframe it. It's how you choose to experience it. So as an example, I have a number of women, when they do my course, they get to a point in it, and it's okay, we dissolve this, where they feel like they haven't been living their true self for 30 or 40 decades, where they feel like they've spent so much of their time and energy living out other people's dreams, not following their own dreams, serving other people, projecting a version of themselves that isn't truly them. And they will say something to me like, because what they're doing is they're looking back in the past, They're not just glancing, they're dwelling, okay? They are absolutely dwelling and experiencing or feeling like they're experiencing that past 30 or 40 years, that past 3 or 4 decades, okay? So what we do is we review it. What have we learned from this? I've learned that that doesn't serve me. I've learned that I'm worthy. I've learned that I can be a successful business person. I've learned that I can be happy. I've learned that I can create my dreams, whatever it is. That's the review process. And then we reframe it. So rather than that guilty frame that we often put on that as women, which often in this situation comes out as this, oh my God, I have wasted the last 30 years of my life doing something that isn't reflective of me. We then simply reframe that. Okay, we reframe it to something more positive. Now have is very important because it's in the present, it puts you in this situation and it creates responsibility for that. I have learnt from the past 3 or 4 decades where I wasn't being true to me. I have learnt from my experience of the past 3 or 4 decades. Have meaning you have learnt, okay? So you are telling yourself that you have. I have learnt from the past 3 or 4 decades where I have been serving others and giving out my energy where it wasn't necessary and it wasn't serving me, okay? Now I am. I am is very present. It means that you are taking action, okay? It's very affirmative. So I have learnt, now I am. Now I am creating a life that is truly me. Now I am creating a situation for myself where I am in control of the energy that I give to others. Now I am powerful and confident enough to choose where I give my energy. The same as the situation with the lady who was generalizing men because of her past experience. I have learnt from this situation with this man in the past, whatever it is, okay, I have learnt. I am now powerful enough to recognize when I am in a situation that will lessen my confidence, and I am powerful enough not to accept that situation anymore. Automatically, it is a reframe in your brain, and you will change your emotional state straight away. That's number one, okay? The other thing that you can do is very simple, and I call it the positive and negative emotion scale. Positive and negative emotion scale. So if you can imagine a line on a bit of paper or a line in front of you, okay, and on one end it is negative, on the other end it is positive, so in the middle it is neutral. You are able to using language to reframe your emotional state, your emotional experience within an instant, okay, with an absolute instant. So what you can do is write down 5 negative emotions that you often feel, that you feel like are tearing you down or bringing you back. That may be frustration, it may be hurt, it may be anger, it may be angst, it may be fear, whatever it is. And then you find positive alternatives. You see, feelings are real. What we feel when we're experiencing a situation is real. The emotion that we put on it is simply a label. It's simply a word. It's a vocabulary that we choose to put on it. This is why I constantly say that I feel it's important to increase our children's emotional vocabulary, because they can only speak what they know. So if you have been around people that have a lot of negative framing or a lot of negative labels in the situation of vocabulary around their emotions, that's something that's going to rub off on you. So you really need to practice using positive or more neutral examples of the negative. Okay, really, really simple. So that feeling is real. The emotion actually isn't. It's just a label. You may say, I'm feeling fear, okay, but it's the same physiological response from your body as excitement. Okay, you get the knots in your belly, your heart's racing, your hands get sweaty. Fear and excitement is the same physiological experience within yourself. So when you feel that, you become aware of that, you go, oh, I'm feeling fear. No, I'm not, I'm excited. I'm feeling excited about this challenge. Frustration can become intriguing. I'm so frustrated by the way that she chose to speak to me. I'm very intrigued by the way that that lady chose to speak to me. See the difference? It's the same thing, and straight away it has created a change in your emotional state. So this can be very powerful. All right, guys, there you go. There is my 2 tactics for cognitive reframing to change your emotional state within an instant. I know that this was really valuable, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. I will see you guys very, very soon. Okay, bye.